Well, you know why they're doing this. The school board wants to create some sort of animosity, or they think that, or create a threat out there that doesn't exist, because if they can do that, then they can control the narrative. And that's what this boils down to. Everything that you can think about in politics boils down to the narrative. What they can push, what they can sell to the normies and the leftists. This is obvious. School board group asked the Potato to review whether parent confrontations over CRT constitute domestic big bad T word. Thank you, Susan Wojcicki, for letting us not be able to say that. Anywho, that's all that this is. They're creating a problem that doesn't exist. Well, that's government for you, right? They have solutions for problems that don't exist. Then they create those problems, and they come out with the solutions. Same thing here. Just because the parents are going to these school boards and voicing their concerns over their loved ones, mainly their kids, what's the problem? Well, the school board never been used to this. Slowly, hot pockets used to pop up when certain school board issues would come up in the United States. But in this instance, it's like basically a snowball rolling down the hill. It starts picking up steam and more snow. And it gets bigger and bigger. And every time these stupid school boards try to squash dissent, and I guess, a lot of the parents come out there and they have a lot of animosity towards these stupid school board members. And they think that they can do anything they want. The police show up and they act like freaking thug tyrants, as usual, pound and kick and beat the crap out of parents who just want answers, and the school board doesn't want to give it. So, in a letter to the White House, a group represents the school boards urged the Potato to consider whether confrontations over COOF restrictions and critical race theory being incorporated into the curriculum violate the Patriot Act. And there you go, folks. Violate the Patriot Act. We're out of Afghanistan, right? Why is the Patriot Act still around? Because once you give government more power than it had before, it never gives it back. And with all these COOF restrictions, you think the government's going to hand that power back to the rest of us? No, they're not. It needs to be stopped now, and it needs to be stopped in the courts, because unfortunately, I'm not have a good warm fuzzy about it, but it needs to be stopped somewhere. We all need to stand up and drop the table behind us and say, enough is enough. You guys are done. We're out. But it takes a lot more people than that. And it doesn't have to be done violently. And that's the key fact here is, oh, what are you going to do? Armed insurrection? No, you don't need to do that. Yet. The key point. Yet. The National School Boards Association has asked the Potato to determine whether recent incidents of threats and violence against educators are prohibited under legislation passed in the wake of September 11th terrorist attacks. What attacks? What threats? Because you always say this, well, I got a threatening phone call. Really? Did you tell the police? Well, no. Well, then I don't believe you. You're full of shit. It says, coupled with attacks against school board members who, educators for approving policies that mask to protect health and safety. Oh, how dare you attack us for protecting the health and safety? Fuck you. Many public school officials are facing physical threats because of propaganda. No, it is not propaganda. You're purporting propaganda. The people out there, they're just concerned about their family members and their children's safe, not even like safety, but just how the school is supposed to go, the curriculum, pushing CRT, pushing, you better wear a face mask. Why? Because you have no reason for it. For over a year, parent activists have been battling school board members over COOF school policies and universal K-12 masking, as well as teaching of critical race theory in the classroom, with some skirmishes culminating in teacher resignations or parents pulling their children out of public school. Yes, but there hasn't been widespread beatings with frickin' lead pipes. That's not the case. The school board is just, we're going to use the Patriot Act. We didn't like it. Oh, these are the same sons of bitches and twats out there that hated the Patriot Act when it came out, but now embrace it because they can use it for their political advantage. Imagine my shock. In Loudoun County, Virginia became ground zero for school board fights last year, and an anti-CRT organization launched $500,000 worth of ads slamming the local school board for attempting to shut down the parent resistance to the district's equity and inclusion initiatives. Similarly, in Guilford, Connecticut, and other typically Democrat-dominated suburban towns across America, grassroots parents are building movements to oust the progressive school board members that have been spearheading, rubber-stamping new politicized curriculum changes. Notice how it's everybody on the fucking far left and the left side of the political spectrum that all thinks the same goddamn way. Prove me wrong out there in the comments. Prove me wrong. All the left can do, they're a hive mind collective. That's it. They think the same way. They want to push the same political narrative. They want re-education camps. They want concentration camps. Believe that. They want that for you because you are on the right side of the political spectrum. Believe that. This is the culmination. This is it right here. During the press conference Thursday, Jen Firebush Psaki indicated the administration is investigating whether it can get involved to protect school boards allegedly receiving verbal insult. Verbal insults! Not violent threats or actual confirmed violent acts. No, just verbal assault. A verbal assault is protected under the First Amendment, you fucking dumb bitch. And she goes on to say, we're continuing to explore if more can be done across the administration, she said. Obviously, these threats to school board members is horrible. They're doing their jobs. Yes, they're doing their jobs for the communist, satanistic motherfuckers that are occupying the government right now. There are a bunch of cocksuckers out there that are just doing the bidding, useful fucking idiots. And you on the school board members should be fucking ashamed. I know, you're just doing it for the kids. Which isn't true. You're doing it for your political masters. Go fuck yourself. Echoing Psaki at the U.S. Senate committee hearing for Education Secretary Miguel Cardona slammed the antagonism against school board administration, applauding the school board. Of course they do. I'm going to end it right there. Fuck that. Of course the left and all the sycophants on the left support each other. Everybody on the right, at least, doesn't have like a hive mind collective like they're on the left. At least we push back. And there's a lot of people who do push back. But it's not like the left. The left is always in lockstep with each other. They're always pushing critical race theory, universal masking, which hasn't proved shit. Just because it says we need to do it, and the 6-foot rule, when did that ever come around? This is the hive mind collective we get. They put say this, okay, CRT is good, and they push it out, and then people go, wait a minute, no it's not. How dare you? That's a verbal assault. I'm gonna get Papa Potato out here to help me out and stop you and use the Patriot Act against your own citizens, your own people that live with you, your own community. Because you can't take the heat and you don't like it when people on the right push back. You're scared now. And you know what? You should be.